Today's podcast is sponsored by King's Cleaning Solutions. King's offers carpet cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, upholstery cleaning, natural stone maintenance, area rug cleaning, and hardwood floor cleaning in Kokomo and its surrounding areas. Contact them today for all of your cleaning needs.
Welcome to another edition of The Lamp. I'm Pat Munsey, publisher of the Kokomo Lantern and host of this podcast. And today we're going to give you all the information you need to know about the community's largest festival, the Haynes Apperson Festival, which starts today, Thursday, and runs through Saturday. You'll have all kinds of great things to do. And with me today is the organizer, the head guru and honcho of the Haynes Apperson Festival, the inestimable.
That's way too kind, Pat. And,
Paul Wyman.
Listen, we have a whole group of volunteers that make this happen. And in all seriousness, let me start out with that because, people, what they don't realize about the Haynes Apperson Festival is we work on this year round. I mean, to pull off a 3-day festival of the magnitude we do, we have a core group of volunteers that serve on our board, about 15 people, and their heart and soul is into this. Every month we're in meetings and doing things. And then for the weekend, it takes about 100 people throughout the weekend to pull off the festival. So between our board members, our volunteers, they're all just giving back their time to their community, and I can't thank them enough because we would never get this done without them. So
sure. They probably don't get enough recognition for what they've done over the years.
So much behind the scenes. But then you can move on from volunteers and move into like the Kokomo Street Department, for example. Middle of the night, here they come, helping us get the trash out of the park, helping us get ready for the next day, right? So closing down streets, doing all the things that need to be done. There's so many unsung heroes behind the scenes to make a festival work. And what we see when we come to the festival is it's all lights and shiny cameras and music, but there's so much happening behind the scenes. So I really appreciate the mayor, his administration, all the departments in City Hall, police, fire, everybody. Just it's an incredible public-private partnership to do the festival.
Can you tell me a little bit about how things have changed since the first time you took over in 2003 to today?
Oh, sure. When we heard the festival was going away back in 2003, we just got community leaders together and said, listen, a community our size should have an annual festival that celebrates its history and its heritage. And community leaders agreed, but we said, look, we're going to have to create a different model in order for it to be sustainable and successful, and it will take a public-private partnership. And everybody agreed. I mean, the mayor at the time said, hey, city can take care of fireworks and, we can provide these things behind the scenes. The private sector came to the table, not only with sponsorships, but with manpower. There were so many different things that came into it. And so the first year was just really a small festival on the square as we were trying to just get revamped and say, what could this be? What could this look like? And then over the years, we just added to it every year. And we got to the point where we're seeing a level of support and success that we started to just really ramp up the musical entertainment.
Absolutely.
And the car shows and the fireworks and everything, and just really brought it all together. And so when you look in the last 20 years, we've had some of the greatest musical talent in the country come through Kokomo, Indiana. I mean,
one of the biggest moments in festival history was probably Boys to Men.
Boys to Men.
That was huge.
Huge. Brett Michaels. I mean, you just go down the list of folks and groups that have come through here. It's been pretty powerful. And so our festival has become a lot more than just people from Kokomo and Howard County. It really has become a regional, if not people from outside the state coming in. And each year I'd like to talk about that from the stage. I'd say, who's here from Kokomo? And people cheer. I'd say, who's here from outside of Howard County? And that number of cheers is unbelievable. And what we love about that is people are coming to Kokomo and Howard County and experiencing our community and seeing all that we have to offer. And then they'll say, oh, I didn't realize you had that. And then they come back again and they come back again. And so Kokomo is really benefited from many people coming to our festival from outside. I mean, we'll see anywhere from 12 to 15,000 people over the 3 days.
Oh, my mercy.
Which is just tremendous. So.
Sure, and it really is the music that brings them to the door. It seems like.
Yeah. So there's no doubt the musical entertainment that we put on is a big draw and big attraction, but the community also loves the things like the parade, right? So this year our parade, our Grand Marshal is Kokomo Urban Outreach, the Mini Up program. All the kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
those kids are doing such cool things in our community. And we're like, how awesome would it be to have all those kids coming down the parade route, leading the parade, and we get to cheer them on, and they're great success stories. And so they'll be leading the parade, and then you have all these organizations in our community that come out and celebrate. And so them coming down the parade route is another big draw and big attraction for us. The kids track meet on Saturday morning, that's always a huge draw. Families love to come out and cheer on their kids and have them participating in all those events. So the sports festival, and Dana Neer just does a phenomenal job heading that up. The sports festival is a big part of what we do over the 3 days. The fireworks show on Saturday night after the final concert, that's always a big draw to Foster Park. And we've created that show to be so intimate that literally when you get done watching the concert, you just turn your chair and then the fireworks show is happening right there. And it used to be when the festival was on the square, the fireworks were down the park, but the festival was happening up here. It was such a disconnect. Now it's all right there. And so people just see this fireworks show and they're like, holy cow, I feel like I'm in the fireworks show.
Sure, right.
But of course we do it with all the safety and everything.
Well,
but,
yeah, because that's what derailed the festival back in 2000 was fireworks. So, I mean, what kind of precautions do you have to take to make sure that's a safe event for people?
So we do everything. We've got the measurements for the appropriate drop zones, and then we have we pay for a fence to be brought in from the rent-a-fence company, and they literally fence the entire drop zone. So from the time fireworks are placed on the ground on Saturday afternoon, that fence area is locked down, and nobody can get inside of that fenced area. And so we know we have a secure drop zone with that. EMA does a phenomenal job, help us monitor the drop zone, and they're all weekend. Their volunteers are phenomenal for the whole 3 days at EMA. But so securing the drop zone, and then we work really closely with the fireworks company that does it for us, and looking at the types of fireworks that we'll be shooting off, the distances, sizes, all those kind of things go into the calculation. So we've been very blessed to have a very safe fireworks show each year, and we believe that RCAM, the guys that do it for us, they just do just a bang up job, no pun intended, but they really do a bang up job. It's awesome.
Well, I know that it's popular because if you're anywhere in downtown Kokomo, you see people, staking out their places. The parking garages are full to the top.
Yes.
And all the vacant lots, and so everyone within a mile of the place, it seems like is looking for those. So you've got that. You've got the music events, which we'll talk about in a minute. But down there in Foster Park, you've got all things going on there. You've got on Spear Street, you've got car shows, and you've got your rides and your booths. Give me a little bit of a taste of what they'll see on Friday when they show up.
Yeah, so actually, Thursday night when we kick off the festival, all of the stuff that we're talking about is going to be happening.
Okay.
So there'll be a cruise-in car show Thursday night on Superior Street. All the food vendors will be set up. The rides will be set up. So, kids will be riding rides all evening, and then, every festival food you could imagine, right? From the elephant ears to the deep-fried Oreos, whatever your heart desires from a festival food,
you're going to fry it.
You're going to fry it. And you're going to get it in lemon shake-ups, the whole bit. And then we also have vendors down there that sell, the ball caps and the T-shirts and stuff that people love to purchase at festivals. So all the vendors will be set up. And the car shows are an important part of our 3-day festival because it has a lot to do with our automotive heritage, right? So if you go back to July 4th, 1894, that's when the first American automobile was test driven right here in Kokomo, Indiana, and such a huge claim to fame, it's part of our big celebration every year. So having cruise-ins on Thursday and Friday night, and then the big car show on Saturday, we see some of the coolest cars come through here.
Yes.
And it's everything from the original cars to all the way to current cars, and some of the cool stuff that are coming off the lines these days.
Sure.
And so you're going to see it all, and I think people really enjoy that about our car show. It's not just one brand, one unique. It's across the board.
I wonder. That's an antique car show, right?
It is antique, but
Is your slate blue Hummer an antique yet?
It's so funny you bring that up because I was been getting hammered at the office today that made my truck's a little too old. It is 17 years old now. And why are you driving a 17-year-old car? It's been great to me. So,
just waiting for that. Yeah. Once it gets into that 25 years and you can put it into the shows.
Knock on wood, we get there, right? So I'm getting close to being able to put it in.
Okay. So obviously car shows are fantastic there.
Yeah.
When you talked about the sports festival, I mean, I don't know how big that is now compared to how it's been in the last years, but I know there's one event that you can't miss, and that is pole vaulting, of all things. I mean, we're almost known for that now.
Yeah, so you look at what the pole vaulter guys have done over the years, and then you look at all the other sporting events. Like I said, the kids track meet's probably the most popular, but you know, when you have cornhole tournaments, for example, became popular. I think next year we're going to have pickleball, you know, because that's becoming a really popular thing. So our guys in the sports festival, working all the directors, really tried to make sure we have sports and things at the table that people are going to be really interested in participating. And it's just another way to bring people out in the community and get things done. So. Sure.
Okay, so let's talk about those musical acts, because that's what everybody's waiting to hear about.
Oh my goodness!
So Thursday night is, I mean, they're fixtures at this point.
They are. You know, it's become a tradition. It's really weird that it became a tradition, and I'll tell you why here in a second. But Hence the Hero is going to open up for the Mummies. They'll be our opener. And, you know, Hence the Hero, they've donated their time to the festival many, many years, and I appreciate them giving back like that. Hence the Hero, they raise a lot of money through the different gigs that they do and donate money back to the community. And here they donate their time to the festival, and we appreciate that. But Here Come the Mummies will be the headliner that night. And you know, I'm not going to lie to you. It was probably 10, maybe even 12 or 14 years ago now, the first time one of our board members said, hey, we should get the Mummies. And I was like, well, what is the Mummies? I never even heard of the Mummies, right? And it just sounded so ridiculous.
Right. Well, it is ridiculous.
I'm like, is this even real? You guys, am I being punked right now? You know, is it? And so all of a sudden, somebody pulls up a video, and I'm still not. So I'm like, I can't believe this. Well, anyway, sure enough, that's the direction the board wanted to go, and had some people that had seen the concerts. And so we get a contract with the Mummies, and they come in, and I am not kidding you. The minute that green room door opened and they started marching through the street, through the crowd, and got up on stage and started that first song, my jaw was just dropping. I was like, this is real. This is like, oh my gosh. And then they just proceeded to put on this incredible show. And the park was packed, and people were loving it. And I'm not kidding you. Throughout the year, I just have people say to me all the time, "Bringing the Mummies back, right? Bringing the Mummies back. Bringing the Mummies back." And so they love working with us, and we love working with them. And so there's no guarantee for the next 20 years, but right now it is kind of a tradition for them to open up our festival, and we love it, and it works out well.
And it brings the crowds. There's no doubt about it.
That's a great way to open the
whole cowbell thing is just like, I can't. You can do that?
Yeah. It's an incredible show.
So that's Thursday night. That's more of an adult show. I mean, you can take the kids there, but it's a little more.
We put in our contracts now, family show with them, and so you'll find here in Kokomo, it's much more of a
toned down.
Just most music, good show, and rock and roll.
So we can create some new fans.
That's exactly right.
All right. So now on Friday night, this is the one that I'm completely jazzed about. When I saw this lineup, I thought, this is the best concert all year in Kokomo.
It's just
no comparison.
It's off the charts.
How do you get a selection of hip hop stars like what we've got?
Well, we worked very hard on this one to get this lined up and to get this level of talent all in the same night, and so we are fired up. I mean, it is truly going to be a classic hip-hop night. And when you're talking about the Sugar Hill Gang, CNC Music Factory, Quad City DJs, and then Tone Loc, I mean, to me, it is going to be like this huge sing-along fest Friday night of old-time hip-hop, rap music that we all grew up on. And it is going to be fun. And if I've had one comment, I've had 1,000 from people that they just cannot wait for Friday night.
Oh, yeah. It was completely out of the blue. I'm looking at everything else that's announced for the season, like, okay, yeah, all right, cover bands, guys. Yeah. It's what?
Yeah, we got pretty excited about being able to pull this one off. So.
And then on top of that, you taking another step up on Saturday then with
Steve Auger,
the band of the 1980s almost.
Yeah, so Steve Auger, the former lead singer from Journey, who did their album Armageddon, which I can't remember the number. It's like 7-time platinum or whatever, some ungodly number of platinums, and And so Steve's going to be singing all the Journey songs that we know and love, and it'll be night 2 sing along, right? Because all those songs we all know and love, and I just can't think of anything better than singing Journey songs all night, and then a huge fireworks show going off right afterwards, right?
Absolutely.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time with that as well.
Now, those are all free concerts, all 3 nights. However, you do have a VIP seating section.
Correct. Yeah. So it is free concerts. Come on down to Foster Park. But the VIP tickets are offered for all 3 nights. It's $20 a night or $50 for all 3 nights. And you get to sit in a designated area right up front close to the stage, maybe in the first 10, 12 rows. And the beauty of the VIP tickets is you can come to the park, you know you have a guaranteed seat, and it's right up close to the stage. You don't have to carry a chair or a blanket to the park or any of those kinds of things. So that's what people love about the VIPs. They have a ticket, they know they have a seat, and they come. So there are VIP tickets on sale all 3 nights at the Wyman Group and also at Palmer Jewelers downtown. So go to either one of those places and you'll be able to get your tickets.
Very cool. Now, like you said, this brings in as many as 15,000 people a night.
A weekend.
Sorry, a weekend. So 5,000 a night. That logistically is a little tough. So what are some tips you can give to people who want to attend, but want to make sure they can get in and out in a reasonable time and not have a lot of hassle?
Yeah, so many of our parking lots downtown that are within walking distance of the festival are free parking lots, so we encourage people to utilize those. For our disabled folks, our handicap parking, the fire department is very kind to let us use the lot south of the fire department on Washington Street. So that whole parking lot is dedicated handicap. And then not only is it designated handicap, but we have a volunteer that will bring people on a golf cart from that parking lot under the bridge to the festival.
Okay.
And if they're just coming to watch the show, they'll drop them in our handicap seating area. And if they're here to enjoy the festival, they'll take them wherever they need to go in the festival. And then when they're ready to go back, we'll take them on a golf cart ride back to their car as well. So we've tried to really make it handicap accessible, for the entire festival. And so I would just encourage people to do that. There is plenty of street parking around the park as well, and we see people take advantage of that. But most times people are just walking within a few blocks and they're able to get there.
Now, Kokomo Beach's parking lot, is that a...
Yeah, so
they're still in operation.
They're still in operation, so we do not promote that as parking. Right. We want to save that for obviously their patrons. But I will tell you, there's a lot of people that use the parking garages. It's just a few blocks down the street, and people go in there, they get a guaranteed spot, they know their car's safe, and head right down to the park.
Sure. And of course, when you're talking about an outdoor event, you have to worry about weather, so you got to worry about heat, you got to worry about rain, so people need to come prepared for those type of things too. And you do have first aid available.
Sure. So come prepared for any type of weather. We do have first aid on site. We have police, fire, EMS, they're all there, and so we have a very safe event. And then just follow our social media, especially our Facebook pages and stuff, because that's where we give our updates. So last year, for example, we got the whole festival in, but boy, were we dodging and weaving on a lot of rain. Mm-hmm. And so we were able to update people that maybe an event moved 30 minutes later or something along those lines. So if you follow our social media, we'll be giving live updates if there's any kinds of cancellations or if we have to change or move something. That's the best way to keep up with us in that process.
Very good. So is there anything else that we need to share with our viewers before we hit the ground running this evening?
Well, I would tell you, we've talked about volunteers, we talked about the city, but there are so many sponsors. There's no way I could list them all right now on a podcast with you, but if you go to HaynesAppersonFestival.org, all of our sponsors are listed on there. And we just can't thank them enough. But like when you look at some of our platinum sponsors, like Stellantis and Center Township Trustee, the City of Kokomo, Howard County Recycling, Haynes International, NIPSCO. I mean, you used to start going down the list of big organizations like that, and then you have a lot of the smaller ones like Community First Bank and Jansen's asphalt and tax servicing. You just keep going down. It's like, holy cow, look how many are participating to make this festival happen. And so we can't thank them all enough, because it does provide the revenue to dollars to make sure we have quality entertainment and all the things that we need to have a festival. So to all of our sponsors, I say thank you. To the city administration, thank you. And certainly to all of our volunteers. I just have a special place in my heart for people that give back on their holiday weekends to do these kinds of things. So.
Very great. So obviously, everyone in the community needs to be excited about this event. This is kind of the capstone of every year. This is where we get to celebrate and enjoy everything that's come before in the previous year. Really kind of involve ourselves in our automotive heritage and in the community, you really don't want to miss it. Maybe you don't make all 3 days, but pick the events or the concerts that you want to see. Come on down and be ready for a great time. Would you mind coming back next week? We'll talk a little bit about the community and some other great things that are going on.
Yeah, we'll absolutely love that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching today. We hope that we see you out there tonight at the Haynes Apperson Festival or any time across this weekend. And as always, please be good.